What's up, everybody? It's Dingers with the boys. We're back with another episode. Welcome.
Yeah, we're gonna start off talking about CU. They just played Kstate this weekend. We're super bummed about the outcome.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough game, but like we were saying, for me, actually, like yes, we lost. So it's only win or loss. Like that's what matters, you know. However, for me, it kind of like legitimizes CU a little bit.
That's what you were saying,
You know?
And I think also as a CU fan, you got to feel proud that, hey, we were close. We were so close with the amount of injuries that we had.
Exactly. And
Travis Hunter gets hurt in the second period or second quarter, and he is probably our best two players since he plays both offense and defense. And not only like one of our best players, but one of the best players in the nation.
And you can say, I hate saying injuries. I really do. However, it definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's definitely our best defender by far. Offense, all right, you could say Shador is our top offense, but he's our second, you know, and then, well, not even that. Then on top of that, you lose Horn as well, your other top wide receiver. It's like, and then you lose another wide receiver, Moore. I think it was Moore, right?
It was Miller.
Or Miller, not Moore.
Yep.
And so it's like, man, that's just, it's so tough.
And that's why I'm saying, like, but you got to be proud that, hey, we had our fourth, fifth strings probably out there, and we're still, we had no problems moving the ball downfield. I don't think.
Yeah, it's tough. So we didn't get to watch the first half. So, and even some of the start of the third quarter, we didn't get to watch. But when we watched, I thought they played great.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Obviously, like the first half, it was 14-7 at halftime. So there was definitely a bit difference, you know. But at least for what we saw, like, of course, loss is a loss. Yeah. Like, that sucks. But it's encouraging for me. Because last year, we started off 3-0 as well. Well, we didn't start off 3-0 this year. We didn't start off
4-1.
Yeah, so we were 4-1. But now we're 4-2. But after that first, like, really good start last year, it was just kind of like once we started playing some of these top teams, it was
entirely different team. So.
Exactly, and so that's where K-State's a legitimate team. You know, they've been a top 25 team this whole year so far. And it's not like they're just, like some team, like, maybe they're better or anything. Like, hey, they're a legitimate
team. Which especially,
team.
like, everybody going into the season kind of wrote off CU. They're like, they're going to really struggle against Big 12. This is our first
they were picked pretty much the last.
Yeah, this is their first Big 12 loss of the season.
Yeah,
so,
for 2-1. K-State's also 2-1.
Like you said, versus a ranked team. So,
and K-State's also 2-1 in the conference as well, you know, and so I think that just puts it. It was tough. I mean, you score there to take the lead, and then in two plays, and that's where I think that's where you miss Travis Hunter the most, because in those two plays, I'm not saying they wouldn't have caught it or something, but I think it would have been harder for them to get those two big plays with Travis Hunter out there.
Agreed.
You know,
well, the first one, the first swing pass to Edwards, it just seemed like there's literally nobody on that side of the field. And then, the second one, our cornerback was, it didn't seem like he was that experienced.
Yeah, I mean, he was there too. I mean, he was going to get pass interference. If not, but I don't know how the guy cut it. And then he didn't get a tackle. Like, I mean, who knows if they would have scored if he would have gotten a tackle or not. But it's just like, wow, man, like, that's frustrating.
And it was just like, it just sucked with how quick things turned around. Because the whole entire fourth quarter was basically all of CU. Like, CU was controlling that quarter. They were moving the ball down the field whenever they got it, scored some touchdowns. And
I think the thing with K-State, too, a big thing, they were being able to run a lot and get those first downs. So they were doing a 6-7 minute series. And so that was...
It was surprising that they won off of a pass, because
two
even
big passes.
The announcers were saying this, like, dude, you got to run the ball. Like, CU has never had a good rushing defense this whole entire season so far, and K-State coming in they have a really good rushing offense. So yeah, you're thinking that no way do they not run the ball, and they come out and surprise everybody and hit 2 passes, and yeah, I think that was just shocking to me, especially with how good they were running all game.
Yeah. I don't know. But moving on, hopefully Arizona, we play them this week. Hopefully we can go down to Arizona and beat them,
Yeah.
I mean,
Arizona just got a big win versus Utah, did they not? Wasn't
Arizona,
that the Friday game?
Was it Arizona? I know Utah lost.
It was either Arizona
I think it was
or
Arizona State. I think it was Arizona State.
Remember. It was probably State.
Because I'm pretty sure it was ASU.
But
anyway, hopefully they can get a win. I mean, 4-2
and
so
really,
far.
really hoping
great.
Travis Hunter is healthy.
I haven't heard anything today about it. I haven't really looked either.
It sucks when you have injuries on
specifically your top player. Like I said, he's your top, at least 2 of the top 3 players. Really, I mean, it's one guy, but best defense and arguably your best offensive player, if not Sanders, then him. But they're close.
So moving on, like you mentioned, we were not able to.
Really quick, I want to because the rankings came out today. Top 25. Yep. Army and Navy are both ranked, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm cheering for Army, by the way. Navy does not get any cheers.
Kyle's in the Army, so
yes.
How crazy is that?
I am pumped. Yeah, they're 6-0 the first time. I don't even remember. In 50 plus years.
Yeah.
And man, they look amazing. And it's always so much fun watching Army because all they do is just run it down your throat.
That's I feel like most of those Navy coming. Does the same thing, I feel like. It's you pretty much know what they're gonna run.
It's gonna be an option or
it's how do they win? You know exactly what they're gonna do.
They are just and they're not beating people barely. They're pummeling their opponents. They they won this last one 44-6, I think.
Yeah, and they haven't been playing obviously the top teams. However, both of them play Notre Dame this year. Army and Navy play Notre Dame. I think it's in 2 weeks. We play Navy. Notre Dame plays Navy, and then in a little over a month they play Army.
Yeah,
and I honestly hope both of them. I hope Navy's undefeated, then they're ranked when we play them. I hope Army's undefeated until then. That'd be awesome. We talked about going to that game. It's out in New York. But scheduling and it's got a couple other trips planned.
I've been saying it all season long. It's I'm a Notre Dame fan except for that week.
Well, you've been saying it too. You're they're going to be Notre Dame and stuff.
I think they will. I think
you're crazy.
I think they can give them a run for their money.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It's cool to see, especially both of them. Yeah. It's every once in a while you'll see one of them maybe trickle in there or something. It's cool to see both.
The thing about Army is if you do get ahead and force Army to start passing, then that's where
it's a little rough. Yep, exactly. But they can control, if they're getting first downs, they can control the clock and have all that time of possession and everything.
But I'm super pumped that they're both undefeated. The Army-Navy game is going to be insane this year. I can't wait.
When is that? Do you know?
It's usually the last game of the season.
It's the last one? Okay.
Before it'll be before bowl games.
Yeah, so it'll be that last week in November. Yeah. So that'll be the week after they play Notre Dame probably.
And I'm pretty sure this year, I think it's at Army, I think.
Okay. That would be a fun
last
game to
year
go to.
Was at Navy, but
I
could be wrong. But
yeah,
it's always fun. It's one of my favorite games.
I had to say that, man, but go ahead. You can move on now.
So moving on, like Tim mentioned earlier, we were unable to watch the first half of the CU game. That was because we were at the Colorado Avalanche home opener. Mm-hmm. They played the Columbus Blue Jackets. And first, just starting off, Nathan McKinnon was awarded his MVP, and by none other than Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, dude, that was so cool.
It was really cool.
Well, and my biggest thing, so first, if people don't know this, I think it's since 1989, this is the first time that the NHL and NBA have had the same MVP in the same city. I think it's 1989.
Yeah.
It was Wayne Gretzky and it was a Dodger.
I don't know.
can't remember. Or not a Dodger, Magic Johnson. What am I thinking?
Okay.
I'm thinking baseball.
Yeah.
I think it was 1989. It was somewhere around there at least.
Yeah.
That was the last time that it's happened.
It's
That was really cool.
Like,
but my first thing, like seeing Jokic come out, Jokic is a big guy.
Yeah.
You know? But those hockey players, especially on skates with all pads on, those guys are big. And McKinnon, okay, he's not known for being a big guy, but he's still like a good size, especially with all of the...
He's bigger than us.
All of the pads on and everything like that, you know. He looked tiny.
Yeah,
Jokic looked monster.
Yeah.
Like, even with him on skates and stuff, he looked like a beast,
Yeah, McKinnon came up to, like, his chest or, like,
well, and it wasn't even, like the bulkiness.
Yeah.
Because I thought that's where, like, of course he's going to be small because Jokic is 7 feet tall, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think McKinnon's probably around our height, so he gets a few more inches with the skates.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but you'd think with all the big pads, because they're wearing some pretty big pads, he was still tiny, man. It's like, wow, that puts some stuff into perspective with how big Jokic actually is.
Yep.
And so
I agree.
That was really cool. Honestly, I'm glad we got there right before it happened.
And
so,
like, Jokic has always been a very big supporter of the Avalanche. He's gone to games before, but even like pre-game, we were saying like, man, wouldn't it be cool if Jokic like presented?
That's what Megan was saying,
And then we were like, it'll probably never happen. And then next thing you know, like,
Jokic
announce it, and he walks out, and it was so cool. And
they didn't show him the rest of the game though.
No,
I don't think, which is
I
weird.
I kind of wonder if he left or I don't know.
I'm sure he watched
stayed,
it.
But maybe he was up in the like Kroenke.
He could have been,
He could have been up there.
Who knows? But yeah, I hope. I don't know if the Avs play on the opening night when we're at home, but I think it'd be cool to see McKinnon come out.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty sweet.
It'd be kind of like back and forth. And,
yeah.
I don't think they've really talked much and like hung out and stuff.
I don't think so either. I think Jokic. I don't think Jokic really talks to many like other Colorado stars. I know he like supports them and respects them and stuff, but I think it always just seems like Jokic is a very like he just sticks to himself.
He doesn't like the glitz and glamour.
He doesn't like the spotlight, but it seemed like he would always shine the spotlight on somebody else. So that's why, like, hey, showing it to McKinnon, like, I would gladly do that. But
exactly.
Because it's not on me. Like, it's
for somebody else.
Him. Like,
it's for somebody else. Yeah, and it could be, you know. I mean, Jokic, he's such we got so lucky.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I read this or somebody told me that there was an interview or something with McKinnon and they were talking about Jokic and stuff. And he's like, you know, the difference is like since I was a little kid, I worked my butt off. My goal, I wanted to get to the NHL. I wanted to be right here, MVP and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think Jokic was like that. And I think I read it maybe somewhere. And it's
I don't know.
Because I really don't think Jokic planned to come to the NBA. Just stuff I've read and like it sounded like to me he had to get like very persuaded to go into the NBA. And then who knows? Like nobody obviously knew that he was going to be this global superstar.
Extremely lucky that he just developed into this superstar and probably one of the greatest to ever play.
Oh, for sure.
But it is very, like you said, different. McKinnon's always been
and I think that's how most players are, honestly. Yeah. But so the Avalanche, though, man, it's rough, man. The first two games, our offense isn't bad. You know, I mean, even there, like they've had a couple where it's like, man, like you've had some chances, you've got to put it in the net, but they've scored 3 goals one game and 4 goals the other in their opening 2 games, but they've got scored on. What was it? I mean, 6, I guess, with the empty net, and then 8. And so it's like, Georgie, man. What?
And it's just like, I don't know, it's easy shots. Like, I'm sure it's not, like, easy, but, like, we're, like, probably horrible critics. It's really easy to see a shot and be like, oh, that's not that hard. Like, how
I'm sure every shot's hard.
I mean, your save percentage is, like, 66%, 67% through 2 games.
As a professional goalie, from our point of view, those are easy. Like, not all of them.
Yeah.
There's some that it's like, dude, those are easy.
Some of them, it's like even how I don't even know how the like shooter gets that angle. It's like, Georgie, what are you doing? Like, turn. Like, turn your body. Like, all you got to do, you could just stand there. You don't have to move. But if you just turn a little bit, then there's literally no way that it even gets by you. But
it's like there's been a couple times I play ping pong and stuff, during lunch. And there's times that I'm like, take a step, Tim. Like, just move. Like, no, instead, I'm going to and it's like, if you take a step, you would have gotten
it. Seemed like
for him, it's like, just skate, like move us like centimeter, man.
Move like an inch over. And there was a goal last night that Columbus got that it literally looked like he was just trying to shoot it, get it on target, and get a rebound, but it ended up going in.
It goes in,
and it was like a backhand shot, so it was like barely any speed on it, or not like a normal it wasn't like a slap shot or anything like that. But yeah, it's just like, come on, like. And there was a goal in Vegas, too, that's like, you're at such a weird angle. There's no way that the shooter is shooting this to expect to go in. You're shooting it to try to get a rebound and ends up going in. But so that's where it's just, like, frustrating. I feel like the true, like, Avalanche fans, though, like, Georgiev was never that great last year either. The games that we did win was just because our offense is so good.
It's crazy because there will be times that he'll go on fire for a game or two.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, all right, sweet. He's like coming out and then back to it.
I will say, too, it shouldn't all be on Georgiev.
No, it's definitely not all of it.
Our defense has sucked, too. Like, they're not helping him out at all. And part of that is because, hey, you go down early, you got to start being aggressive. And when you're aggressive on offense, that leads to easy counterattacks.
Exactly.
And 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, stuff like that. You might get a penalty.
Yep.
And obviously, if you're on a power play or a power kill, then that sucks too. So the defense isn't helping at all.
Yeah. And that's where it's not all on him.
No.
But he needs to be better.
Yeah.
I think that's our thing, that it's like, we need to get our goaltending better.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yes, we need to get, obviously, every team has to get better, should get better than others, but
I don't know,
that's the worst.
My panic meter is still at like a 2, because it's literally game 2.
Mm-hmm. Even after watching these two, and we didn't play great, I still think we're a playoff team.
I think so too.
I don't see us missing the playoff.
And I know a bunch of people, because I heard a bunch of people at the game last night, it's like, how are we losing to Columbus? And so there's 2 things about that is, okay, just because they were bad last year does not mean they're going to be bad this year. So Columbus could be a decent team this year. Mm-hmm. And then
look at Edmonton last year.
Yeah.
They're also way down. Too. Yeah, they started off 11 for 25 or something like that. And then they ended up making the Stanley Cup. I don't remember exactly, but they were not great.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they just clicked, and it was like...
and then my second point again is it's literally 2 games. You don't know... And the first game was Vegas. Vegas is a very good team. So it's not that crazy that we lost 8-4. 8 goals is a ton, but...
Yeah, 8 and that's my biggest thing. 8 and 6 is that's a lot of goals, And when you score 3 and 4 goals, you're expecting at least to win probably one of those games, or at least be within a goal. And nope, But
we got it close last night. They ended up tying it at 3-3, and then gave up a stupid
30
goal
seconds later.
30 seconds or a minute later, and. Just all right, well, all that work that we did to get here, there it goes.
Yeah. Best part of yesterday, though, and this has nothing to do with sports, but I listened to our listeners, and they want more food,
Yeah.
No, we went to a chili fest yesterday.
Yes.
It was a little brewery in Golden,
Yep.
and I don't even know what it's called. It's Golden Brewery or something. I don't even know. But they have a chili fest every single year. This year they had 9 entries.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So you pay like $15, you get a drink and like a little mug.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to say all you can eat chili.
It's basically all you can
Well, you're supposed to just do like one each.
Yeah.
You know, and like, all right, maybe you can get like one or two as well, you know, and like try them out. And then you vote. And like the winner, like top 3 gets something, you know.
Yeah.
There's 9. Okay. And it's funny because I thought everybody was getting a couple more and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan, and my wife, she's like, yeah, I never went back to any of them. I just went to one. And Kyle's like, really? He's like, I got like 15.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I got 25.
Yep.
I bet you, like, and I started counting. I'm like, I think I had like 25.
Yeah.
So
all right. So
they're not big.
Before we sound just like total fatties, it's like they're like this big.
It's probably
like,
2 bites of chili in
like
them.
2 bites of like
a spoonful.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like a ton, but 25, it's like, all right, I probably had a bowl and a half of chili.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was very good.
Well, they had like a breakfast one. That was your favorite.
Yeah, that was what I voted on.
It was like a breakfast with I don't even know what was all in it, but I know that they put a cornbread and then syrup.
Yeah.
And you really liked the syrup.
I love the syrup.
But so, after thinking about it, if you would have put syrup with, say, a different one, do you think it would have been good as well? Do you think it was just that like
fit.
That taste?
I don't think it would have fit with any of the other ones.
Like say like one with like pork or something, you know? I mean, it's not bacon, but I don't know what was in that one.
I know like the breakfast one, I think it was like bacon, sausage.
Without the syrup, do you think you would have?
Well, actually, the very first time I tried it was without the syrup.
Okay.
I didn't even know it came with syrup.
So without that, do you think it tasted breakfasty? Because I always had it with the syrup.
I don't know. I would say it tasted like chili.
See, so that's where I'm like, so that's where I'm saying, like maybe if you would have put chili, I mean not chili, if you would have put syrup in.
I mean,
the
possibly.
others,
like
it was like, was it that like sweet taste of the like syrup? You know?
I don't know.
Like,
I just I liked it because it was something different, and I think like you voted for the number 5 one.
I don't even know what it was.
It was so it was chili, but it had like Mexican rice or like white rice.
It wasn't like just normal rice.
No.
It was. I don't even know what kind of. I thought it was cheese at first.
Yeah,
but and I'm not a huge rice person usually.
But it was different.
Like, I took a bite and I was just like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
boom. You know, it was just like, "Wow, this is really good." You know, and I went there. I think I had that 6 times.
When you were trying them, did you try to go in order, or did you just jump around?
Well, at first I had Natalie.
Yeah.
And so Megan was bringing me back 3 or 4, and it's funny because she was like, "Oh, this is this one, this is this one."
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna try them all again, Meg. Yeah. Like, you know. And so at first I was like, "All right, this one's good," but I don't remember which one she gave me. And then I guess I did go in order because I just started at the first one and I just kept going.
I jumped around a lot. I think I started at like 4, and then I went to like 8. And then I went to like 1.
It was like 15, 20 minutes after like you went. And so I think with me, there was a lot more people, it sounded like. So you went to ones that you could just go grab it right then kind of thing.
Yeah.
For me, it was busy on every one. So it was like, all right, I'm just going to.
You might as well go in order. But I thought it was honestly really cool. I still can't believe the value that you got. Mm-hmm. For $15, you got a free drink, the mug, and all the chili.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like 1. We should have asked all the other people.
I mean,
to see how much
it seemed like though that every single time, because they definitely like recognized when you went back
that 5 one. They're like, "Oh, back again." I'm like, "Yeah, it's really good." Like I'm just kind of debating. I already voted.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah,
I voted for them already, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of debating." And then I go up again. I'm like, I think this one's gonna be it, you know. And then they had like that cheeseburger chili or cheese mac and cheese chili, but I think it was more just like the mac and cheese really made it. You know, it was good.
Yeah,
but so I wanted to say that if you haven't been, go check that out. That's awesome. Like I said, it happens every like mid-October or so.
Yep. I think next week they have another chili fest.
That's like a bigger one, I think. That's like all of
also
Golden.
in Golden, but
that I think might be like some restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
This is literally, I think the one that I voted on. It's just like two college roommates. It looked like, honestly.
Yeah,
that's what it like.
Yeah, it just seems like it's friends.
Kind of like mom and pop esque.
The prize is, it sounds like you get free drinks or something.
Yeah, it's like
the bar.
I know I heard third place got like a free pitcher a month.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what second and first get or whatever.
Maybe like free beer for a year or something.
Well, that's what it is. I just don't know how much. Like, 'cause obviously. I mean,
maybe it's like you can come once a week.
Maybe a drink a day or something.
A drink a day. I don't know. Something like that.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was
cool.
We had, I think every single time we have to have a food segment. So like something we have to like think of.
We
food,
definitely eat enough.
Yeah. So
we could.
Yeah, that'll be our new segment, guys. So, like you have something that you want us to try, we'll eat it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. But let's get into our game picks.
Yep.
Last week, did we both go 0-3?
Yeah, we both picked the same.
Exactly, and we went 0-3.
And we went 0-3.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, we picked the two MLB series. It was Kansas City.
I don't even remember.
I don't know. I'll pull it up here.
I don't know. We lost both of them. Detroit.
It was Detroit and Houston. We both picked Houston. Detroit won. Then we picked it was Baltimore. Kansas City, Baltimore. We both picked Baltimore. And then it was the Connecticut Sun versus Lynx, the series. We both picked Sun.
The Sun, man. I definitely thought they were going to win. But this week, we're going to pick the WNBA.
Yep.
So it's tied 1-1 right now. The New York Liberty tied it up. They lost a thriller. That was one of the best women's games, but it was one of the best like comebacks and stuff in basketball that I've ever seen. You know, I mean, with 5 minutes left, the Lynx were down, I think, by like 15 or something. And I'm just watching this, and it was Williams and Collier. They were playing amazing, especially Williams. She was just like, wow.
Which you didn't know this earlier, but Courtney Williams, she's actually the sister of Caleb Williams, the rookie quarterback for Chicago Bears.
Yeah, which I had no idea. So you told me that today.
I found that out today while watching football, watching the Bears.
Really?
Yep. The announcers were like, his sister is going to be going against, like, trying to get a win as well. Like,
that's kind of cool.
She's in the WNBA finals. Yeah. Like, no way. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. But I wonder if they said it, and I mean, I was playing with Natalie half the time. Sometimes I had it on mute and stuff.
Maybe. I don't know.
But that's pretty cool. She had a big 4-point play.
She was a big reason why they won,
Exactly.
If not the reason why they won.
Honestly, at the end, it probably was her, honestly.
She made the 4-point shot, and then she also made another huge three in overtime.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But,
she had like 24 points, I think.
But
so they ended up winning in overtime, and then the Liberty won today by, I think it was 11 points or so.
Yeah.
So honestly, the Liberty could very easily have been up 2-0, but they're 1-1. Collier's playing amazing too. For me, I'll go first. I thought this series was going to be not even that big of a deal. I know it was like a good series throughout the regular season and stuff, you know. Minnesota actually winning 3-1 and winning the Commissioner's Cup over Liberty. But I just think like the Liberty was just like clicking great and stuff. So I'm going to go Liberty. It's a best of 5 series. They're actually the WNBA switching to a best of 7 for the finals next year, which is cool. Yeah, the others are going to be the same, but they are going to switch to a best of 7, which I do like that.
Yeah,
but I don't think Anascu and Stewart are going to let them lose. To be honest, I mean, obviously they have other players too, but those two. They want to ship, you know, and so I'm going to go Liberty.
Yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth, like in my head, just thinking about it. I think whoever wins Game 3 is going to end up winning the series. I know, like, history is usually on your side if you win Game 3, and it's going back to Minnesota. So, like, part of me kind of wanted to pick Minnesota, but I can't do it. I don't think I still think the Liberty is the better team. I haven't been a fan. I haven't really thought Minnesota's been good.
And we've said that numerous times throughout the year.
We've been wrong every single time. So
maybe they're proving us wrong.
I think, I just can't put my head around Minnesota winning, but I don't know.
That's kind of how I am, man. And like you said, we've been wrong almost every single time.
It would be really cool if Minnesota did win, because the Minnesota women's hockey team, they won their championship a couple months ago. So it would be really cool if both the women's hockey league and the women's basketball league wins their championships. But
this would be the Liberty's first championship too.
Yeah.
So I think that I'd like to see them win. I don't know. I don't dislike Minnesota. I just am not huge. I like Collier.
Yeah.
I really like watching her. But the rest of it's not like I hate them. It's just I don't know.
I haven't really been impressed.
Yeah. I also want Sherrod to win too. So maybe that's why I'm a little biased. Yeah. She's on New York. She's on I mean, she doesn't really play, but she's on their team. So it'd be cool to see her. Next one, we're going to do two big college football games.
Probably the biggest games of the year coming in. Yeah.
So first one, which one do you want to do first?
First, we'll do Alabama
and Tennessee.
At Tennessee.
Yep.
Very huge game.
When Bama almost lost again.
Yeah, South Carolina. Honestly, they should have, honestly.
Tennessee almost lost to Florida there to win in overtime.
Yeah.
It's both of those are coming off not great weeks, honestly. I mean, I know they both won.
And both teams were upset in the same week as well. Alabama losing to Vanderbilt and Tennessee losing to Arkansas. So,
exactly.
Yeah, both teams are honestly not looking their best right now.
They're in the same position, really.
Yeah. But
you want to go first?
I'll go first.
I got a feeling we might pick the same, but
I don't know. I feel like you're going to pick Tennessee.
But
I think I'm going to go Alabama, which I hate. I don't like Alabama at all.
If Mel's listening, which he probably is not, he's going to be pissed at you, dude.
And I have a few Tennessee friends as well, but I think Tennessee has looked worse than Alabama has. Okay. And I don't see Alabama losing. I think Milroe, he's the more experienced quarterback between him and Nico, and I hate to say it, but I think Alabama is going to pull out a win. I think it's going to be very close, but
Rocky Top, baby. I'm going Tennessee for sure. I think Tennessee tends to especially these big games.
Yeah.
They just, man, I don't know. It's a different Tennessee team, I feel like.
They do turn it up.
And Bama's kind of just always there. Tennessee, it seems like they are, but they almost have to fight to get into that conversation and stuff. Whereas Bama doesn't as much. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go Tennessee. I know Tennessee barely beat Florida, but Florida and Tennessee, no matter who's doing really good or bad or whatever, that's always an amazing game, you know?
That is true.
And so I think that kind of had something to do with it a little bit. Yeah. And I think Florida, especially, like I said, against Tennessee, is better than South Carolina against Bama. I know it's still, SEC and stuff, but it's just not – I don't think it's the same for some reason, So I'm going to go Rocky Top, man. I'm going Tennessee for sure. I thought you'd go Tennessee too.
I feel bad for not.
I don't. You're going to lose one, so I'm great. I'm glad you picked Bama. That's great.
I don't know. I would not be upset at all if I do miss this one.
Yeah,
I got to pick up a game on you, so I got to.
I think I'm up one right now.
Different.
So,
yeah.
Then the final one, we got number 1 Texas versus. Are they number 4?
5.
5 Georgia.
Yep. It's at Texas.
Which, huge game. Yep. They just went back to Ewers, or however you say his name.
Yep.
From Manning, which Manning was playing great, Ewers came in and threw a pick his first series on Saturday.
And then after that, he settled in, but...
Yep. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to?
Sure. You can go first.
I honestly don't know that much about either of these teams. Yeah. I haven't even really watched. I've watched highlights, obviously. Mm-hmm. When Manning was playing, I looked at the highlights a little bit more just because, I don't know, Peyton playing for the Broncos, it just kind of adds a little bit. I'm I hope he does good, and it being in Texas, I'm going to go Texas. Even though I actually think Georgia's probably the top team still.
Yeah.
Even though they're fifth, I still kind of think Georgia is the top team in the nation.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I almost want to switch it right now, honestly. I'm not confident in this, but I'm going to go Texas.
I'm going Georgia.
Okay, I'll stay Texas then, so we have different. Because I'm right. I actually think Georgia's the top team in the nation.
I think, don't get me wrong, Texas is a good football team, but I don't think they played anyone nearly as good as Georgia. And Nick Saban actually said it himself after Alabama beat Georgia, that this might be the greatest thing to happen to Georgia.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you lose,
takes the pressure off.
You finally, you now get to see, what are we about?
Yeah.
And I think this Georgia team is I think, way better than Texas.
That's what it's funny because I agree. And I don't know why I'm picking Texas.
I would say if Manning was playing and starting for Texas, I think actually Texas would have a lot better chance, but he's not.
Yeah.
And so
it's funny
I think actually Ewers is going to get benched versus Georgia. I think he's going to...
think Manning's going to come in?
I think Manning will come in at some point. It's probably going to be too late. But
or they're going to be up so much.
I think Georgia's going to win.
It's funny because even when I pick Texas, I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I think Georgia's the top team in the nation.
Yep.
I think they're better than Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, all those top teams. Yeah. I don't know why I'm picking them, but I'm picking Texas. I just got a feeling for some reason. I just got a feeling,
Yeah.
But that's all we got this week. Yep. It was kind of a little bit of everything, and it was fun though.
Good
we were going to talk about some fantasy basketball, NBA, but NBA we'll probably talk about a lot more next week. Because then it'll be the week before.
We're going to talk because we just did our fantasy basketball draft this last Friday.
I'm stacked. Oh my gosh!
I'm winning.
Oh, it's just not even fair how great I am. My team. Nah, just kidding. No, I'm excited. I got Jokic, so I'm pumped. I'm excited about that. So, but that's all we got. We'll talk about NBA more next week. We'll talk about a little bit more NFL probably. It was a tough one for the Broncos today.
Yeah, they didn't show up.
But it was fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, hope you guys have a great week. It's always fun getting on here with Tim.
Yep. And we missed a week with you being sick.
Yeah.
Natalie got you sick.
My immune system,
Yeah, and so
I need... Yeah.
Yeah, because we missed... That was last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we missed last week.
But
so this is 2 weeks out. Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
So glad to be back. Just hope everybody has a great week.
And remember, tell us what food do you want us to talk about?
Yep.
But but we will see you later, alligators. Peace.